So, what's the real difference between a good school and a truly great one? I can tell you it's not luck, and it's definitely not magic. It's a blueprint. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the official strategy used all across the Philippines, a really detailed plan that's designed to build better schools for every single student. And, it's not just about having brilliant teachers or super dedicated students, though, of course, those are absolutely vital. The real foundation of a great school is something you can't always see. It's a deliberate, dynamic plan that guides every single decision. And it all starts with a concept that was actually borrowed from a very unlikely place. And that concept? It's called strategic planning. This isn't some new, trendy corporate jargon. It's a time-tested idea with roots that stretch all the way from the ancient war room to the modern boardroom and now right into our classrooms. I mean, think about it. The word strategy itself actually comes from the Greek term for a military general. For centuries, it was all about winning wars. But just look at this journey. In the 1970s, big universities in the US started using it to manage their own complex organizations. Then, by the 1990s, it had gone global as a powerful tool for education reform, helping schools everywhere adapt and succeed. And, this really represents a huge shift in mindset. Traditional planning was so rigid. It was a top-down checklist that was all about compliance. But strategic planning, it's completely different. It's flexible, it's collaborative, and it's obsessed with one thing: results. It's not about just following steps, it's about creating real, measurable impact. Okay, so how does this big idea actually work on the ground, right here in the Philippines? Well, it's all built around one official toolkit, the School Improvement Plan, or as you'll hear it called, the SIP. The SIP is basically a school's official roadmap for the next 3 years. And believe it or not, every single public school develops one. Its whole mission is to improve 3 really key areas: making sure students have access, improving the quality of education, and making school governance better. Of course, a plan is just a piece of paper if you don't follow through, right? That's where the school report card, or SRC, comes in. Think of it like the school's public progress report. It tracks exactly how well the school is meeting the goals in its SIP, which creates transparency and holds everyone accountable for the results. Now, this school improvement plan isn't some document that gets written and then sits on a shelf collecting dust. No, it's a continuous cycle, and it's built on 3 simple but really powerful phases: assess, plan, and act. So here's how it works. First, schools assess. They figure out their biggest challenges and really dig deep to find the root causes. Next, they plan. They design targeted solutions and create a concrete action plan for the year. And finally, they act. They put that plan into motion while constantly checking their progress and, you guessed it, adjusting as they go. Let's just zoom in on that assess phase for a second because it's so important. This is not guesswork. It starts with hard data on how students are doing. But then, and this is the key, it involves getting input from everyone. We're talking students, parents, and teachers. It's all about digging deep to find the real reasons behind problems and then identifying the most critical areas to focus on. Okay, so theory is one thing, but how does this framework actually hold up when it's under extreme pressure? Well, the recent pandemic gave us the ultimate stress test for this entire system of strategic planning. 60%. Let that number sink in for a moment. In response to the pandemic, the entire K-12 curriculum was streamlined by 60%. Now, this wasn't some random cut. It was a highly strategic decision to focus only on what was absolutely essential for learning to continue. And this led to the creation of the Most Essential Learning Competencies, or MLCs. The whole goal was to zero in on the absolute must-have skills, things like reading comprehension and problem solving, that students needed to keep moving forward. This is a brilliant example of an adaptive plan in action, focusing on what truly matters when everything else changes. This kind of planning also led to an incredible diversification of teaching methods. I mean, there was no one-size-fits-all solution here. Half of all students ended up relying on self-learning modules, while others were reached through blended learning, online classes, and even TV and radio. This was strategic adaptation in real time, finding multiple ways to reach every single learner. So all of this brings us back to the most fundamental question. Why does all this planning really matter? What is the ultimate payoff for all this hard work? Well, the benefits are clear and they are profound. A strong school improvement plan gives a school a laser-like focus. That focus leads directly to better learning for students. It stops waste by making sure every peso and every hour is used effectively. And by involving everyone in the process, it builds community trust and creates a culture where the school is always getting better. And at the end of the day, that is the real goal. Ultimately, this blueprint isn't just for principals and administrators. It's designed for the entire community to collaborate on. And that leaves us with a critical question. Knowing that this plan exists for your local school, what do you think is the single most important thing you can do to help turn that blueprint into a reality?